Hello everyone, this is The Wanderer. Today is something different. I have a guest with me. In 2018 we were on a team doing a covert operation in the Philippines, and it's been declassified, so we can tell you about that. But first let me introduce the team. First we have the SAT, the Shameless American Tourist. Then we have you, the Force Protection Specialist. Then we have the Engineer. The Disguise Specialist. The Navigator. And then we had a guy who just tagged along for the ride. Anyway, our first objective was Camp Aguinaldo in Quezon City, which is the headquarters for the Philippine Armed Forces. We quickly infiltrated to the museum there. Unfortunately, we found out that it was closed because they had a reception later on that evening. That afternoon actually. So there were tables, tablecloths on there. The staff was setting up the podium and other equipment. So we just went to the restroom. Then went outside to a park adjacent to it where they had some military vehicles and aircraft. So we got a reconnaissance picture there. Then we realized that we were outnumbered, so we decided to retreat and to our extraction point, which was outside in one of the urban streets. So we got a van and cut through the traffic. Metro Manila traffic is difficult enough, to our next objective, which was in Antipolo City, which is in Rizal Province. This is east of Metro Manila, up in the hills in the Sierra Madre. And our objective there was the Antipolo Cathedral, which is the national shrine of Our Lady of Peace and Good Voyage. I made some notes here. The original church was built in the 1630s. But over the centuries, been fires, earthquakes, World War II, so there's been a lot of destruction. Actually, during World War II, one of the keepers there at the church took the statue, wrapped it up in blankets, put it into an empty oil can drum, and then buried it in the kitchen. After the war, it was returned there. And the current construction was finished in 1954, and then the Diocese of Antipolo was created in 1983. So we took a picture out here, and then we took an inside picture, and back there, right above the altar, the statue is in a glass enclosure. Then we took about a 1-minute video, a little over a minute here, and I'm going to add that on here. After our reconnaissance inside the cathedral, we regrouped in front of the church, and so we got a couple of pictures here. Then we had to write up our after-action report. So we ended up going to Paddy's Point, Antipolo, which is on the Sumulong Highway. Now, Paddy's is a restaurant chain in the Philippines, and this particular restaurant is on the side of a steep hill. If you're ever in the Manila area, it's really worth your time and effort to get out there and time it so that you're eating your dinner at sunset.
You'll see you get a very nice view of the Manila skyline in the distance.
Yeah, I took some pictures, but first we went inside, and I'll show you some pictures inside the restaurant. We immediately established a perimeter around our tables, so we'd keep an eye out if anybody's approaching. Now, first, our engineer asked us if we wanted to, what we wanted to eat, or if I wanted a drink, and I looked at the menu and I said, "What's this zombie tower?" Well, it turns out this zombie tower is a 3-liter tower with 3 different alcohols and juices in there. I thought that I was ordering for the whole team, but when the waiter arrived, he put the tower in front of me, and then he starts bringing out all these beer buckets to you guys. And each bucket had all this ice and 4 beers in each one, and there's a saying that some people think that if a drink is sweet, or if it has juices in there, that it's a girl's drink. I'm not making any accusations, I'm just saying. But these guys didn't help me very much with that tower. Anyway, so we got some inside pictures. Then I got some pictures of the sunset. You can see it, see the Metro Manila skyline at a distance. Our situation was right above a jungle, if you look down, and we were right above the jungle canopy. Then at the distance you could see Metro Manila from horizon to horizon, and then beyond that to the west was Manila Bay. So we got some sunset here, and I'm going to show you some pictures. And then finally, we got some night lights of the city. Now, after this, I don't think there was that much alcohol in that tower. Now that I think about it, because I walked out of that restaurant and into the highway.
The rest of us stumbled.
Yeah, so I don't think it was that much. I had to drink most of that tower by myself. That didn't help me much. Now, I found out a few years later, we made it back to our base camp, our base of operation, and I went upstairs and crashed out.
Where?
In the middle. Anyway, so I found out 2 years later, 2 years, maybe 3 years later, I crashed out, but you didn't make it upstairs. You crashed out on the sofa downstairs, and 2 support personnel had to put a coffee table so you wouldn't roll out of the sofa and fall on the floor. So I heard. Anyway, so that was it. Let me see if there's anything else. Yeah, I guess. So that's it for today. That was our adventure from a few years ago. You have anything else to add to that?
No, it was a really fun day. A lot of good sightseeing. Yeah, definitely something we hope to repeat some days too.
Even though our first objective was not met, I still think the mission was accomplished. Yeah, it was a success overall.
I would agree.
Okay, so thank you all. Now remember, sign into YouTube so that you can like and subscribe. And I thank you very much.